He was 12, a first-time Boy Scout. He vanished on a mountain trail in Southern California and was never seen again. For 19 days they searched. Helicopters, bloodhounds, hundreds of volunteers, nothing. But then a backpack, inside a camera. 12 photos. 11 were ordinary. Trees, rocks, sky. But the last, it was his face. Close up. Tear-stained. His eyes swollen, red, and behind him, only blackness. More than 30 years have passed. But that image still haunts every person who's seen it. The story of Jared Negrete isn't just about a missing child. It's about a mystery carved into the wilderness and a final photograph that asks a question no one has been able to answer. The 20th of July, 1991. The San Bernardino Mountains, California. A search team moves through rugged switchbacks, scanning every crevice, every outcrop. Day 10, hope is fading. Then someone spots something bright, snagged on a rock just off the trail. It's a backpack, still zipped. Inside, trail mix, a half-full canteen, a Boy Scout handbook, and a compact Fuji-color camera. No footprints nearby, no body. When the film is developed, the investigators find 11 shots normal, almost boring. Landscapes, stones, a shoe. But the final image is different. A close-up selfie. Jared's face fills the frame. Eyes puffy, lips tight, a glint of fear. He's crying. Behind him, darkness. Maybe a cave, maybe a shadow. No one knows. To this day, no trace of him has ever been found. The 19th of July, 1991. Mount San Gorgonio, the tallest peak in Southern California. It was Jared's first real hike. 12 years old, quiet, thoughtful. The kind of kid who kept his Boy Scout uniform perfectly ironed. He wasn't the fastest, but he tried. And that morning, he was excited. The group had 19 boys, 2 adult leaders. Their goal, a high-altitude overnight hike to summit the peak and return. Jared's parents had hugged him goodbye the day before. They'd given him a disposable camera. He promised to take pictures. The trail was long, steep, winding. At 7,000 feet, thinner air made every step harder. Some boys pushed ahead, others slowed down. Jared fell behind. One of the leaders saw him last. He was near the back of the line, red jacket, green backpack, hiking boots, kicking dust. Then he was gone. The group reached the overnight camp that evening. When they did a head count, Jared wasn't there. They retraced the trail, shouted his name. At first, they assumed he'd taken a wrong turn, that he'd appear embarrassed, dusty, but safe. But hours passed. Then night fell, and Jared never came back. By morning, the mountain was no longer a campsite. It was a rescue zone. The 20th of July, 1991. Search and rescue was activated. The Sheriff's Department, U.S. Forest Service, volunteers, K-9 units, over 250 people combed the San Bernardino wilderness. Helicopters scanned ridgelines. Tracking dogs picked up Jared's scent near a high trail junction, but the trail ended near a steep slope and a boulder field. Then they found it, a small set of footprints, deep impressions, circling in one area as if he'd been lost or confused. And then nothing. No drag marks, no fall, no blood, just absence. Over the next 19 days, they searched over 50 square miles of rugged terrain gorges, ravines, high-altitude meadows. Jared's family stayed at the ranger station, clinging to every update. His father, Felipe, refused to leave. He hiked with searchers, called his son's name through wind and pine. Then, a discovery. Not Jared, but his boots, both neatly together. No scuffs, no signs of panic or injury. Nearby, a candy wrapper, and what would become the most haunting clue of all, his camera, still intact, still undeveloped, waiting to speak. The Fujicolor camera was still working barely. Its plastic shell had weathered rain, cold nights, and mountain dust. When technicians developed the film, they found 12 photos. The first 11 were ordinary. Blurry shots of trees, close-ups of boots, rocks, sky, a trail marker. As if Jared had been testing the camera, learning how it worked. But then came the final frame, and everything changed. The 12th photo was a close-up of Jared's face. Not smiling, not posed, just staring directly into the lens. His cheeks were streaked with tears. His eyes red, puffy, afraid. His face was lit by what looked like the camera's flash, harsh, too close. And behind him, pure black. Some said it looked like a cave. Others thought it was just nightfall in the woods. But no one could say for sure. Why did he take it? Was it an accident? A final message? A way to mark where he was? Was someone or something behind him just out of frame? The image offered no answers, only more questions. And the unsettling sense that Jared, in that moment, had felt completely and utterly alone. Dozens of theories have been proposed over the years, some grounded in reality. Others, not so much. The official theory, disorientation and exposure, that Jared got lost. Panicked, wandered off trail. Night fell. Temperatures dropped. Maybe he tried to find shelter and never made it back. But even seasoned hikers questioned that. Why were his boots found together, neatly placed, not tossed or scattered? Why no blood, no bones, no clothing torn by wildlife? And that last photo, if he was freezing, lost, near death, why take a picture of himself? Some believe Jared fell into a cave or crevice, his body hidden by terrain no one thought to search. The San Bernardino Mountains are riddled with old mine shafts, narrow rock chutes, steep gullies, places a small frame could vanish forever. But then there were the stranger theories, that someone else was out there. A hiker, a recluse, a predator, or that Jared stumbled onto something or someone he wasn't meant to see. No tracks were found, but neither was he. Felipe once said, "If someone took him, I hope they see that photo every night. I hope that face never leaves them. It's been over 30 years since Jared Negrete disappeared." The case remains open, but unsolved. No remains were ever recovered. No new leads. No final answer. Just a photograph. A boy's face, alone in the dark, captured forever on a roll of film. Over the decades, Jared's case became a chilling reference point for other missing hiker cases. His name appears in books, in true crime forums, in lists of disappearances that defy explanation. David Paulides, author of the Missing 411 series, included Jared's story as one of the most haunting because it has everything. A contained time frame, controlled location, search and rescue done right, and still no Jared. Felipe and his family never stopped speaking his name. In interviews, in community meetings, on long hikes back into the mountain, they kept Jared alive. Not just as a case file, but as a son, a brother, a boy who mattered. Today, hikers still pass the area where Jared vanished. They walk the same trails. Sometimes they pause. Sometimes they leave stones, notes, little memorials. And sometimes they look out over the forest and wonder, what did Jared see? What did he fear? And why was his last act to take a photo? So now we ask you, what do you think happened on Mount San Gorgonio that night? Was it nature, an accident, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if Jared's story moved, you share it. Because sometimes the only way the missing are found is if people keep looking.